with the waltz, we're not using all of the strings. We use only one note on the first string, which is E. So he's on the top space of the staff, E. On the second string, we need 4 notes. We need B, C, we need C sharp, and we'll need D. So B, C, C sharp, and D. Now on the third string, we're going to need 4 notes again. We're going to need G, A sharp, and B. So G is open, A is on the 2nd fret, A sharp is on the 3rd fret, and B, which is also open on the 2nd string, he's 4th fret. And we're going to need that B there when we play a chord, D and B together. But I'll describe that in a moment. Anyway, the 4th string we've got D. We never use the E, but we will need F sharp. He'll come in on a couple of occasions. So the notes are E, B, C, C sharp, and D. Then G, A sharp, B, D, and F sharp. They're all the notes that we're going to be needing in the course of the piece. The whole thing comes off the G major scale. And we do have a couple of chromatic passing notes in the C sharp and the A sharp. But as I say, I'll describe them in a moment as we get to them. Now, I think I'll just go bar by bar and describe the notes as we play them and talk about what's going on. So the first bar, we've got a G, a B, and a D. Now, if we know how to build a chord, we go to the scale and we take the 1st, 3rd, and 5th notes. G is 1, A is 2, B is 3, so we want B. C is 4, don't want him. D is 5, G, B, D. So there's your G chord spelt out in that very first bar. G, B, D. Then we come to an A and a C. Now what's going on? We've come to the dominant. We've got the D7 chord, D, F sharp, A, and C. So G, B, D, then a chord of A and C. Then we slide that chord up, those 2 fingers, to the B and D. B is 4th fret of the 3rd string, D is 3rd fret of the 2nd. G, B, D again, then offs for the G and B. Then we come to the A and C again in bar 3, D. Now there's that F sharp on the 4th fret of the 4th string. G, B, D, which is similar to the first bar, isn't it? So the first 4 bars, G, B, D, chord of A and C. Slide the chord up to the 3rd and 4th frets with B at the 4th fret of the 3rd string, D of the 2nd string 3rd fret, big D, chord of G and B, chord of A and C, big D, F sharp, G, B, D. Now the next 4 bars are pretty much the same, except the last bar of that 4-bar sequence in bar 8 is different to bar 4. So G, B, D, chord of A and C, B, D, big D, chord of G and B, A, C, D, F sharp, and then in bar 8 we just play the G and B together, and it sounds complete. Now that's the same as the last 4 bars, so from bar 13 through to 16, it's identical. Then as we come to bar 9, C, E, G. Now I used my middle finger to take the C, my middle finger, and the A finger to take the E, C, E, G, and then I use M and A fingers to play. So those 2 fingers to play the 1 and 2 strings for C and E. So C, E, G, C, there's bar 9. Then in bar 10, we slide the chord up that we found in bar 2, B, D. Now, instead, we could play the G there like that, open on the 3rd string, and then put your 2 finger back down. Or you can play the G on the 4th string, 5th fret. They're the same note. So B, D, G, chord of B and D, then back to the C and E, G, chord of C and E, then back up to the B and D, then we slide it down to A sharp, C sharp, then we slide it down to A and C. And as I said, the bars 13 through 16 are the same as bars 5 through 8. G, B, D, chord of A and C, B, D, D, big D, chord of G and B, A, C, D, F sharp, and chord of G and B. So I'll play it through again, and I'll just call all the notes very slowly. G, B, D, chord of A and C, slide, B, D, big D, chord of G and B, A, C, big D, F sharp, G, B, D, G, B, D, chord of A and C, B and D, big D, chord of G and B, A, C, big D, F sharp, chord of G and B. Now, C, E, G, C, slide up to B and D, 3rd finger takes the G, 4th string, 5th fret, then the chord of D and G and D, B and D, B and D, then back down, C and E, G, C, now B and D, A, C sharp, C sharp, A natural, C natural, then B, G, D, A and C, B, D, big D, chord of B and G and B, A, C, big D, F sharp, and G. So just spend a little time getting to know all of the notes, and then try and call them as you go through. Call them as you go through so that you know where all of those notes are. And some of those chords are just a little tricky, where you've got that B and D, comes down to the A sharp, C sharp, and the C, A and C. But shouldn't give you too much of a challenge. With the waltz, well, a waltz is something that was originally a dance that was in 3/4, 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if you count to 4, go back, you've gone too far. There are no 4th counts. It's only 1 and 1, 2, 3. Now pretty much the pulse that goes all the way through it is 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3. 2 8 notes followed by 2 quarter notes. 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3. So there are the first 4 bars, and pretty much, yeah, that's the rhythm that goes pretty much all the way through it. Now, as we get into bar 12, where we've got that little chromatic tumble down, the B and D to the A sharp, C sharp, to the A and C, they're quarter notes. But apart from that, most of it's 1 and 2, 3 all the way through. So just follow as I play. I'm just going to count it out very slowly. As I say, once you've got that 1 and 2, 3 thing going, it's quite a simple piece. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, rest. 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, rest, rest. 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, with those 2 rests at the end. Now, they're recommending the metronome speed to be 112. I've set him at 112. Let's wind him up. Yeah, he's pretty well wound up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 So that's the speed, the recommended speed that we're to play it at. So, as I say, if you can do that 1 and 2, 3 thing all the way through, you've got a good performance time-wise. Now, if we play all the notes, all the right notes at the right time and in time, it's going to sound good, but we can make it sound even a little bit more interesting by putting a couple of interpretive devices into your performance. Dynamics is one, where we play louds and softs. We vary the volume that we play at. Now, I'm going to talk through a little exercise. I'm going to go through the 6 gradings of very soft, soft, medium loud, loud, very loud. Have a listen. And if you practice this exercise, it'll give you an idea of how hard or soft you need to hit the string to achieve the dynamic grading. So let's start at very soft. Soft. Medium soft. Medium loud. Loud. Very loud. Work back, loud. Medium loud. Medium soft. Soft. Very soft. Now in the course of this piece, he's only asking us to use 2 dynamic gradings of medium loud and medium soft. So the first 8 bars are to be played medium loud. Then when you get to bar 9, we go to medium soft. But as you get into bar 12, there's the crescendo lines. The 2 lines joined that gradually get further apart. That's telling us to gradually get louder. Now there are 3 chords. So you would start soft, and each chord successively gets a little bit louder until we get down to bar 13, and to the end we're doing medium loud again. So let me play all that through for you. And the first 8 bars are medium loud. As I say, bars 9 through to, 11 are medium soft. Then we have the crescendo in bar 12, and then medium loud at the end. Have a listen. So that's how you would play the dynamics mark there. Now the next thing that we need to look at is timbre, and that's the quality of the note that you play. So if we play at the base of the sound hole, we get that sound. Come up on the neck, dolce or tasto they might call that. We get that sound. Down on the bridge, the pont or ponticello, bridge sound. So depending on where we play the string, we get a different texture. Now, I think I would like to play the first 4. He doesn't tell us to do any of that in the course of the piece, but I'm going to put some of those little devices in there so that we can create a bit more interest with the timbre. So the first 4 bars I'll play at the base of the sound hole. Now bars 5 through 8 I'll come down to the bridge. Then bars 9 through 11 I'll come up on the neck. And then from bars 12 through to the end, I'll come back down on to the natural position. So let's have a listen to that. It just gives us some variety in the sound. Now the third thing that we'd like to talk about is rubato, slowing down at cadence points. We think of the train coming into the station, it comes down the tracks very fast, sees the train station ahead, and he gradually slows down and has a smooth arrival at the platform. So the very last line, I might do this. Just slow down like that. Okay, so let me play the piece all the way through, putting all three of those ideas into it. Here we go. I'll see you on the next lesson.